said we'd moon, I said this chart looks sick. If you wanna vent about the dip we took, spent all your green on a shitcoin crook. And now someone else is pumping bags, the same old stock you swore would never lag. The ticker still haunts my screen at night. It's sad your bull runs never looked quite right. Not once. I always said I'd sell too late, but some regrets just compound great. And this old sting a loss I can't redress, 'cause the next 20 candles might just eat what's left. Say that leverage made me bold, but without that margin I'd have never been sold. And patience is a wicked game. I've held through hell for pennies gained. Still holding. You whispered diamond hands or bust. I whispered back, I don't believe in trust. But here we are in this charted mess, and your exit plan's a damn good guess. Ain't it though? I always said I'd sell too late, but some regrets just compound great. And this'll sting a loss I can't redress, 'cause the next 20 candles might just eat what's left. What if I never time it right? Always chase the highs, miss lows at night. Again. What if I can't stop pressing by? Am I in too deep or just afraid to try? I always said I'll play it smart, but now I'm bleeding in this candle chart. Red flag, and this'll hurt a dip I won't confess, 'cause the next 20 candles might just eat what's left.
Oh, brother, oh, brother, oh, brother. Good morning, good morning, good morning, and welcome back to another episode of the Matt Kohrs Show, where I'm Matt, your Kohrs, and together we are the show. It is a beautiful Friday, May the 16th, and your boy's feeling a bit better. After the market closed yesterday, after I made a shitload of money, I made the, now in retrospect, very astute decision to go get fluids, like one of those fluid places where they jack you up with vitamin C, D, zinc, and I don't know, random words that I've really never learned in bio class. But it seemed to really help, really seemed to help with the fatigue and whatnot. So I'm pretty stoked about that. And more than that, I'm actually really, really stoked about today. Today, we have a awesome OPEX day, a lot of open interest burning off the table. Right now, seems like early in the morning, the bulls are in control, which should be some exciting opportunity for this Payday Friday. And there is not the highest odds chance, but a very, very decent chance, a measurable chance, a non-zero chance that the S&P 500 SPX closing out yesterday at 5917 will be seeing 6,000 today. Now, once again, I'm not betting the farm on it, but It is something that is very much in the cards. So, of course, I'll be breaking down what's going on with the chaos of OPEX, what I plan on doing on my own positions, and then, of course, I'll be giving you the key levels to kind of better understand at least how I view the market, and then wrapping that all up in a bow. It is a Payday Friday. So if you want to be involved in a Payday Friday, pinned to the top of chat in the description of the video, we're giving away $150 of cold hard cash, and on top of that, 3 different prop accounts that will, the coupon code for that, you could use on any different size account on Apex. So ideally, we're going to have fun with OPEX. Ideally, we're going to have fun with Payday Friday. And ideally, we're going to be making a lot of dinero today. So I hope you guys are ready for that. I appreciate you joining me so early today. If you haven't already, don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to watch this show on all of your other rogue accounts on YouTube and on Rumble, just so I feel better about the social media feedback of getting so many views. So like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Pocket Aces analogy, I guarantee, yeah, that's where we're at. It is in fact, not only did we get Pocket Aces, we were actually just dealt 3 different aces. So how exciting of a situation is that for us playing on this game of Texas Hold'em? In fact, we were dealt 3 different aces, and we're going to be playing it today. So obviously, folks, this is a professional show. I would ask you to put on a collared shirt, and I would ask you to put on your highest high fashion shirt, if you will. Obviously, I am adorning the dichotomy of ducks here, kind of the good devil and the bad devil and the good angel duck shirt, but it's just high fashion. So it is a high fashion Friday. It is a Payday Friday. And ideally, by the end of it, it is a making money Friday. So like I said, if you haven't already, like, subscribe. Don't forget to check out the Payday Friday. We're going to be picking a representative from Rumble, from YouTube, and 3 from the Goonies trading community. Right now, just so if you haven't been here before, the YouTube and the Rumble contestants will be picked in real time, roughly around 10:30, depending on what the market either is or isn't doing. And if you want to throw your hat, what is that? I just got an alert. Oh, okay. A little pre-market breakout here. I already set up all my alerts for the day, and it looks like we are, the Nasdaq is basically bouncing back is the alert that just went off in my headphone. But anyway, if you want to throw your hat in the arena to represent the Goonies community, that's exactly what's pinned to the top of chat, and it's what's in the description of the video as well. So check that out. Remember, you can join the Goonie trading community. The entire first month is free. You get my trades, the Piper signal, access to the voice chat, the written chat, all the previous lectures. I'll show you kind of more of a thorough breakdown of how just this past week went, but check that all out. I mean, my own trades this week, just the premium selling trades, made over $3,000, as in you could have paid for over 5 years of being in this service. If you agreed with my trades, if you agreed with how I viewed the market, and you're like, you know what? Okay, I see what Matt's doing. I do like it, don't like it. Obviously, if you have a bigger account, you can make even more. If you have a smaller account, you could still make whatever percentage of it. But my own posted real-time trades for premium selling made over $3,000, as in if you agreed with it, and you're like, okay, you go through all the education videos, you see what I'm seeing, you interpret the market the way I interpret it, you would have paid for the next 5 years of you being in the Discord. As in, it clearly you would have been net ahead. So check that out. Like I said, first month is completely free, no risk to you. If you like it after the first month, great, stick around. And if it's also not quite for you, okay, no harm, no foul. Just make sure to cancel your account within that first month, and you will be good to go. All right, so just wanted to call all that out. And you know what? While we are here, let me switch this up. Stock futures rises. S&P 500 tries to extend rally to 5 days. So here's a look at the daily situation. Ever since early April, we've just been pumping. And as of right now, we are actually even more green in pre-market trading. We're currently trading right around roughly 5,920. And that actually sets up a really interesting opportunity, because just ahead, we have some serious resistance at 5,935. And then from 5,935, we're talking about 5,950, and then a little bit of a hiccup at 5,975. But then the goal of the day, that mega bullish reach target of the day, is that massive technical, psychological level of 6,000. That is in the cards for the day. Am I saying that is something that is like super high odds? No. I'm not. If anything, let's just take it from level to level to level. You never know what you're going to get on a big OPEX day like today. For those of you who don't know what OPEX is, it's shorthand for options expiration, and there is just a lot of open interest that needs to burn off the table today. So with that transition of money, whether people deciding to roll, to lock in, to switch their position, to double down on their position, whatever it is, it just creates big movement in the market. It is not necessarily bullish. It's not necessarily bearish. It's just associated with larger ranges, larger opportunity. So don't go into these days thinking they have to be bullish or thinking that they have to be bearish. That's not really the historic play out that we really see in these situations. Recently, over the past 2 to 3 months, we've actually seen it as a big, I would say, pivot point. If you look at last month's OPEX, that was pretty much the bottom. The month before that, pretty much the top. So not that recent history, just 2 data points has to play out. But it really, if just go check out the chart, fact check me on this one. The recent OPEXs have actually been the monthly turning points, which have really, in retrospect now, represented phenomenal risk to reward opportunity. So another thing to consider today, on top of the fact that we're just trying to kill it, make some money, or we're trying to celebrate Payday Friday, lots going down today. Right now in pre-market trading, the SPY is green, the Qs are green, Tesla is higher, Nvidia is higher. Liking that, not the biggest fan of how weak Meta is. In the afternoon yesterday, it was reported, you could see right around 3:15, that they will be delaying the launch of their own AI model. Obviously, the market not the biggest fan of that. Coin bouncing back a little bit after the hack news. Amazon slightly green. Palantir also green, the gift that keeps on giving. Apple slightly green. Nvidia, we just talked about that. Microsoft kind of flat. So across the board, things are looking decent. The one that jumps out to me as a bit weak and it bums me out because I have a short-term bullish position on it is Meta, but hey, there is time until that one plays out. Obviously, moving over to the world of cryptocurrency, Bitcoin is chilling at just above 100,000. Side note, for any of you who are really into the world of crypto, I have decided that I will be going to the Bitcoin crypto conference in Vegas, not next week, but the week after. So folks, to any of you watching this right now, if you're going to be at the Bitcoin conference and whatever, if you want to grab a drink, if you want to play a little blackjack, if you want to get a group of people together and play a couple rounds of poker, I'm here for it. So once again, not this upcoming week, the week after, I will be at the crypto Bitcoin conference in Vegas. So let me know if you're there. I should be in the area. We could have a little bit of fun. We can teach that town what it's like to overserve people on sangria, make them really, really regret it. Anyway, back to the market. Stock futures are up right now. And obviously, I want to dive into the key levels and some of the equities that I'm particularly watching. But first, let me give you some of the major news outside of the markets, but still somewhat related to it. He calls them handsome, attractive, tough. Trump's bromance with the Arab leaders. The president has used a trip to the Middle East to strengthen ties with the Arab world. The really uniquely comedic thing about this is, like, if you use bromance or anyway hinted about something being gay in the Arab world, that would not fly. It would actually not fly whatsoever. So just, I don't know. I saw this, and recently we've been covering the whole fact that he was gifted a jet, and Nvidia's expanding their business there, and Starlink's expanding their business there. And then it was announced that allegedly up to $1 trillion from the Saudi kingdom is going to be invested in the U.S. and all this, and now just the Wall Street Journal calling it how they see it. It's just it's a bromance. Straight up bromance. The U.S. and the UAE agree on a path for the Emirates to buy top American AI chips, according to Trump. So basically, the UAE, we're seeing the very similar news that we saw out of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. Just he was on this 3 to 5 day trip in the Middle East, and just it's seemingly business deal after business deal after business deal. Yesterday, the two countries also agreed to create a path for the UAE to buy some of the world's most advanced AI semiconductors from American companies, most likely hinting at Nvidia, being that's the deal we just heard as well. So wouldn't be surprised if literally as soon as today we hear more positive news, not only for the semiconductor space, but really specifically for Nvidia. So be on the lookout for that. Also related to general global political news, Russia and Ukraine begin first direct peace talks in 3 years. Trump seeks a meeting with Putin after the Russian leader refused to attend the negotiations in Turkey. So just yesterday, we were maybe with low odds probability thinking that the Russian president and the Ukrainian president would be meeting to talk about a ceasefire. It became pretty evident on Wednesday that Trump wasn't going, which means Putin wasn't going. Now, who said they weren't going first? Well, it probably depends on what news source you're really reading this from, but it really doesn't matter. Trump didn't show up. Putin didn't show up. Just yesterday when Trump was in between his stops, he said, hey, nothing's going to happen unless the U.S. and Russia really sit down and talk. And kind of weird because of the wars, obviously, between Ukraine and Russia. But apparently, according to the president, it's U.S. and Russia that really need to come to some sort of negotiation. So Zelensky was there and said exactly what you thought he would say. And what was the quote of like, this is just theater? They sent whatever delegates. It's just theater. They're not really serious about it. And I, in a certain way, can understand where he's coming from because it's obviously Putin who has to decide like the final, like he's the decision maker. So the fact that he wasn't there, of course, like they're not going to come to a solution on that day. But if you believe Trump, he was optimistic that they're going to be talking about it. And when I say they, I mean actually Putin and Trump to get to some sort of solution. So just keep that in the back of your mind. Trump says the U.S. will set tariff rates for other nations in weeks. So more directly related to the economy and the stock market. It's been a little bit quiet with respect to what's happening in the trade war right now. The recent news we got was we have this like kind of 90-day in between with China, which was a pretty big deal. Right before that, we do have a new trade deal with the UK. Everyone's kind of on the edge of their seat, the edge of their pants. They're in their pants, which are on the edge of their seat, I suppose, if you're a person who wears pants, not to judge. But anyway, we're all basically waiting around to see what's going on with Japan, with South Korea, with Vietnam, with Argentina. These are, India especially. These are all countries that, like, right now we've been told some progress has been made. So little quiet there on that particular front, but we did just get something from Trump recently. China calls U.S. trade talks good but quiet on next steps as Trump hints at a Xi call. U.S. President Donald Trump has touted earlier that he might speak with Chinese leader Xi Jinping at the end of this week. Folks, we're at the end of this week, especially if you believe in trading weeks, while Beijing appears tight-lipped on that prospect. So this is seemingly already back to one of those like he said, she said type of deals where we're like, oh, we're talking. No, we're not talking, but we're kind of talking. And I think we're talking, but we're not talking. Basically, it reminds me of all my middle school relationships where everyone was too cool for school. But anyway, that's another thing that might be going down today. Obviously, I know this is going to surprise many of you in chat right now. I don't have a direct line to the president of either country. Actually, I don't have a direct line to the president of any country in the world, which I know is shocking to many of you in here. So I don't know. This might be happening. It was my duty to call it out because don't be surprised if randomly midday the market starts to get a little hectic beyond the normal volatility of OPEX, just because it might get reported that they had good talks, might get reported that they have bad talks, might not have any report at all because we're not really sure if they are talking today. So I just wanted to call that out as key things to pay attention to. Now, before we do the full market breakdown, I wanted to kind of show you something. So obviously, I'm a degenerate. I do a lot of trading day in and day out. And if you look at the daily degen reports, and you get this if you're a member of Locals, it's free to sign up for Locals. But then if you become a supporter, which is a premium member, that's how you get access to the trade callouts and more specifically the actual Discord. Yesterday, the premium I sold made $720. The day before that, I made $780. That's $1,500. The day before that, I actually went long some premium, and that was $2,100. So with all this, if you do the quick math, that's $3,600, folks. As in, if you agreed with these trades, that would have paid for you to be in the Discord for the next 6 years, and that was this trading week alone. So if you need proof beyond the fact of seeing my long positions, because remember, I buy premium in one account, I sell premium in a different account, and then I stream all my futures trades to you guys. Well, not all of them, but I stream most of them to you guys. So I kind of split it up into 3 separate tranches just from the premium selling alone, which is much higher odds, which is depending on how you personally handle it, it can be much less risk. That alone made $3,600. As in for you, just that alone, no less the fact that I'm up $300,000 in my long premium account. So if you ever needed a reason to take advantage of the free month, this is the day to do it, because on top of it, once again, free month, promo code Goonie, pinned to the top of chat in the description of the video. On top of the fact that the Goonie community is printing money, learning lots, really helping each other, it is completely free. And then today is the day to take advantage of it, because we're doing a Payday Friday right here, pinned to the top of chat in the description of the video. We are giving away $150 cold hard cash. It is sponsored by Apex. And if you use that code Goonie, you can get 80% off. So obviously shout out to Apex. Also shout out to the code Goonie to get that 80% off. It's going to be lasting for another 4 days. So I'll remind you on Monday, but obviously a specialty shout out to them right now because they are the sponsor of today's giveaway. So let me switch this up just to show you where I'm at. Right here, here's all my Apex accounts. I was not degenerate. I did not take any early trades today. There's all my accounts sitting at 1.5K. I did trade on my take profit accounts, but I just had to get in a scalp trade for the day just because you have to trade for 5 days for them to go from eval to prop. So that's what that trade was out, literally like in and out as quickly as I could have clicked. But right here, Apex up about 1.5K on all 20 accounts, which means I'm up in 1 day of trading about $30,000 over there. So if you want to take advantage of it, or if you want to load up on more accounts, remember you can go up to 20 funded PA accounts. Make sure to use that code Goonie. Obviously, specialty shout out for them. We're doing that $150 giveaway, and we are giving away 3 free accounts. So whoever is selected off of locals today, all of you will be getting a coupon code that you could apply to any account size, and it will be 100% free. So obviously good luck to everyone who tries to take advantage of that. Now, if you sign up and you're doing all this stuff and you're like, you know what, it's just not for me. Maybe you're busy with work, maybe you're busy with life, or maybe just active trading really isn't your thing. You still get this as a member. This has always been free. This always will be free. The newsletter comes out every single Sunday morning, comes to your email inbox. I break down the previous week, what to look forward to in the upcoming week. I give you a little cheat sheet of the earnings and the ones you care about, but that's going to be slowing down because we're pretty much out of earnings season. I let you know all the major macroeconomic events. For example, today, 10 a.m., we're getting the consumer sentiment. And then arguably most useful is I give you the seasonality over the past 3 decades, well, better part of 3 decades, for each individual trading day. So for example, over the past 27 years, the bulls have won this day 44% of the time, but even though it's less than a coin flip, when they win, it's with greater size than when the bears win, profit factor of 1.6, and the bias is leaning bullish. It was bullish, neutral, slightly bearish, and then over the past couple years, really over the past 6 years, we've been seeing a decent trend to the upside. This is a look at the hypothetical equity curve you would have if you bought at open, sold at close on this individual day for the S&P 500 futures market. So I wanted to share that with all of you, and obviously we're going to see if we actually get the bullish day. I think quite a bit of today is going to be hyper dependent on how people choose to. Netflix is it breaking out or breaking down in my favor? Oh, it's going. It is going, folks. If you needed another reason, so first of all, if you go to Rumble or to YouTube, you're going to know that I posted a video yesterday. View your channel. This video right here. Don't miss this. Watch ASAP, my top trade idea for tomorrow. Everyone in here who watches it, tell me what equity I was calling out. Tell me what equity I was telling everyone was the dark horse candidate that was ripping. For anyone who watched that update video, which this is probably why you should be watching the update videos, let's see who did their homework in chat. Who in here watched it? Let me know the equity. AMC. No, it was not AMC. Geo Meiser, you are right. It was Netflix. So not only did I call it out before it's ripping, but I also want to show you that, yes, in fact, I did put my money where my mouth is. In fact, I think I put about $20,000 on it. Right here, I'm up 11 grand. I'm going to be up more when the market opens. I got into this on the 14th, called out in real time to everyone in the Discord, already up, like I said, 61%. And for the position size, I put $18,000 of I put my money where my mouth is. So not only am I telling you guys in real time in the Discord, I'm putting my money where my mouth is. I'm calling it out to all of you before it's happening. I guess I don't know how to be more transparent here, folks. I really don't. I feel like I'm bending over backwards to make this as like spoon-feedingly simple as I possibly can. And you just have to turn on your notifications. It's honestly just that simple. So that's going to be a sick one. And actually in that update video, I let you know the level that I actually think it could continue to run to. Of course, there's going to be a bit of a battle at 1,200, just a key $100 level. But according to the options market, it has a little bit more gas in the engine or gas in the tank. I don't think we would necessarily want to be completely loading the engine with gas, but who knows? I'm not a car. Anyway, I'll be looking for the gamma levels to continue to pump a wee bit higher. So let me go back to the daily. All right, we had that. I don't need that right now. We don't have to be so braggadocious this early in the morning. What time is it? 9:25, which means this is the perfect time to tell you guys what is what and who is who. Look at that pumping old Netflix. Look at that pump. So the SPY right above the high from yesterday, the Qs in between the close and the high from yesterday. The Qs took a considerable hit, especially around 2 p.m. because of a big ETF roll. There is QYLD. This is this ETF that they own the NASDAQ and then they sell covered calls against it. And they do that every single month. Well, we're at a monthly expiration. So they had to do all that call writing yesterday. They did it at 2 p.m. And that's exactly why we had an outsized sell-off. Just a bunch of calls being sold. So that's why in the afternoon session, we had a bit of underperformance in the NASDAQ. It's just because that $8 billion ETF had to just do their systematic rebalancing based on their perspective. So I'm not freaking out too much of it. It didn't help that Coinbase had the hack news. It didn't help that Meta had the news of, hey guys, we're not actually going to be launching our AI model as soon as we thought we were. So there was I guess a grouping of things that just made it a little bit of a pain in the ass. So keep that in mind for today. I would love for obviously the SPY to about to show you the breakout levels. But remember, with these breakout levels, we also want to see the NASDAQ pushing that high from yesterday. So my key levels of the day are on the screen right now. Feel free to write this down. Feel free to screenshot it. Feel free to do whatever the hell you would like to do. But right here, as always, we have the green, the red, and the white. The yesterday's high, low, and close. Those are gonna be key levels. They always are. People love to react to them. On top of that, we have the transition zone from a 0 DTE perspective. This is where the gamma and the delta are transitioning, and it tells you a different way in which the market makers have to interact with the market, as in it literally changes how they have to balance out their books. So this is definitely defined as more of a choppy, weird zone. Above it is bullish, below it is bearish. And then the final thing is all of these OI levels. The yellow lines, the horizontal lines, are just key levels that are currently being played by large market participants. Shout out to Spot Gamma. You can see it so easily, whether you look at the Gamma map, whether you look at the net open interest on the 0 DT, you could look at the full chain, do whatever you want. But basically every morning I break this down of the key levels you have to pay attention to. So right now in pre-market trading, let me update this just to make sure I'm getting the right pre-market level. We are currently trading at 5923. So we are right here. We are at yesterday's high. We are at a key open interest level. If this holds, bullish target number one is 5935, followed by 5950, followed by 5975, all the way up to 6,000 as the reach target on the day. If this does not hold, bearish target number one would be yesterday's close at 5917. And then from there, we would be talking about 5900, a key technical level, psychological level, and it also happens to be the top of our transition zone. And then if that doesn't hold, I'd be looking for a push down to 5875, the bottom of the transition zone. So that's the bull case. That's the bear case. Right now, I am obviously favoring the bull case because according to price structure, price momentum, and option structure plus options flow, the bulls are in control. I have no reason to be bearish today. I am open to the concept of flipping bearish next week, but we're not in next week. We're in this week. So I'll come back to next week. I have no reason to be doing it now whatsoever. If you are placing bearish positions today, you're placing low odds plays. I'm not here to tell you it's not going to work. I'm just saying you're basically betting on an outcome that is less likely than others. Remember, in my vantage point of the market, it is more of, can you identify the high probability pathways? And right now the high probability pathway is favoring the bulls. It is not favoring the bears. I get it. I know that there's people out there telling you there's like wannabe influencers who are just dipshits telling you to short Tesla right now and things like that. And in all reality, ask them their track record. I mean, if you're going to believe them, cool, have at it. But I would very much implore you to be like, okay, if you're going to take what they have to say seriously, ask them if they're net profitable traders. Most of them are not going to be able to prove to you that they are net profitable traders. There's no point in listening to people. Like, why would you ever take advice from someone who hasn't been successful in this game? It does not make sense whatsoever. So whatever, it's this concept of trust but verify. Trust but verify. So on that note, we have 15 seconds to go until the market really gets rocking today. Looks like the upside gap fill trade is not going to be there because we're pretty much opening up at the high. So I really don't mind it. That's actually cleaning up the chart. I do not mind that whatsoever. Let's zoom in on this. Let's zoom in on this. Let's get ready. Let's get ready. Dingity, ding, ding, ding. The world's largest casino is now open. Best of luck to all. Play responsibly, and if not, have fun. Remember, it's just money. You can't take it with you when you go. Folks, welcome to Friday. Welcome to a Payday Friday. I know it's annoying to remind you, but if you haven't already, it would mean the world to me. It really, really helps me out with the algorithmic overlords that run my life. If you guys could all just hit the like button. If you're watching this, if you like it, if you don't like it, if you have a neutral opinion on it, it literally costs you nothing to take one quick second out of your day to hit that like button. And of course, if you enjoy degenerately trading with the best community on the entire internet, if you enjoyed the best trading show on the entire internet, don't forget to subscribe. Do not forget to subscribe. So subscribe, like I said, is completely free and it helps me out more than you could possibly imagine. So I appreciate everyone who's already done that. And if you haven't done it already, well, don't forget to log into all 10 of your accounts and make sure you're liking and subscribing on all of them. Now, in about an hour, we are doing a Payday Friday giveaway. We're giving away $150 of cold hard cash and 3 different prop accounts where the coupon code on the prop account can be used for really any account size you want. All you have to do is, it's pinned to the top of chat. It's in the description of the video. You just have to drop like a way for me to be able to reach out to you. It's that simple. I just need a way to reach out to you to either send you the money or send you the info for your prop account. So just a way to contact you. Basically just do what 83 other people have already done. Like I said, pinned to the top of chat in the description of the video. It is a Payday Friday. So check that out. We're going to be doing it around 10:30, depending on what the market has in store for us. Friendly reminder, especially for people joining right now, I don't think there's much of an advantage to be trading this early in the day because we have the consumer sentiment report coming out at 10 a.m. So for me, with the first 30 minutes of the show, let's just chat. Let's just chill. Let's take a chill pill. Let's not do anything too crazy because you never know what that report's going to be. It's kind of a binary event. So you don't want to get into a position that ends up in one way or another screwing you over. Of course, there's a 50% chance that it really helps you and you end up making a killing off of it. But let's assume that we're not going to be that lucky today. Let's just wait. Let's just wait. Matt sells your data. Oh yeah. That's me. I'm just such a data collector from all of you guys, and then I sell it to China. I sell it directly to Xi Jinping. I'm like, hey dude, do you want the data of the Goonie trading community? And I just see their eyes light up. They're like, you're going to give us the data of the best retail trading community on the entire planet, potentially within the entire galaxy? I'm like, yeah. And I sell it to them for dirt cheap. Dirt freaking cheap. That's what I do. I sell your likes. You guys give me your likes. And you guys, see, I've never told you that. You're under the assumption that I keep the likes. And that's not how it works in this game. You guys are giving me the likes and then I resell them for a markup. So I take the likes that you guys give me for free and basically whatever I can sell them at, I make a shitload of money. I think he pinned the wrong link. Nope, that's the link to the Discord. Or the locals, which is how you get to the Payday Friday, which is how you get into the Discord. You should try clicking on it before you think that it's the wrong link because it's all in locals. Locals is how you get into the Discord. Locals is how you participate in the Payday Friday. It's all within locals. Locals is like the payment community center that gets you connected to locals. It gets you connected to the Payday Friday. And it's also the direct link of how you could sign up for free if you're not in there for free. Our system wants to keep us dumb. Oh, our education system? Without a doubt. But I think it's because of a lot of our teachers are fucking stupid. on your commentary on the talks between the U.S. and China, instead of he said, she said, you can say he said, she said. I could work on that. I could send that to the boys upstairs. We could send that to the production team upstairs and make that happen without a doubt. Don't you worry. We could definitely make that happen. Don't you worry. We can make that a thing. All right. I'm seeing Netflix in the green. What's the most green? Tesla's the most green, followed by Coin. All right. We're seeing some green across the board. Coin's crushing it today. Coin, well, wait, it's a reversion from yesterday because it got crushed yesterday. Netflix is having a nice pop. Tesla's going. Tesla's looking like a beaut, Clark. Tesla's looking like a beaut. I did decide to previously roll my Tesla position, and that one's looking nice. That one's looking nice. Dude, I am getting destroyed right now by Meta. Dude, that fucking announcement. I don't know why it would be impacting the stock that much. I understand that it's not good news, but I disagree that it should be so incredibly negatively impactful. I don't agree with that. Amazon's not moving whatsoever. Right now, Amazon and Meta are keeping your boy down. And then what's keeping me alive is Tesla. Tesla's looking really good. Netflix is looking pretty good. I love that 1,200. Hopefully it can keep going. Fucking Meta, dude. All those babies get out of Meta. Who really thought it was going to be on time? Like, grow up. Grow up. All right, where are we at? We're right in this zone right here. Like I said, this is a reaction zone. We have some key levels right here as well, the closing value. Basically looking for a little bit of profit taking on the gap up. Hopefully it could base here. Then we pop up, go up to 3.5, get hit, base around 2.5, create the foundation there, and then rip to 50, and then rip to 75. That, I don't know if that's how the market's going to play out today, but I think that would be a perfect way for the market to play out. I would love to see that. With respect to options flow, let me reload this. Let me get this going. Tesla's going this morning. Coin is going. Nvidia got hit. Netflix. Palantir's picking up. So looks like Tesla and Palantir woke up today. Love what Tesla's doing right now. With respect to the options flow thus far, nothing on the S&P 500 and bullish on the Mag 7. So this is, once again, I cannot stress this enough, just going to be a patience play. It really is. Just a patience play for that consumer sentiment report. Tesla thus far looking the most interesting today. The overall market, a little bit of profit taking at open, and now both are just chilling at their closing value from yesterday, deciding if they want to officially be bullish or bearish on the day. Tesla is holding 350. That is nice. That is really nice. So just wait. I'm trying to do everything in my power to just chill for the next 22 minutes and not do too much. Where's our lo-fi? Here we go. Let's get a little lo-fi pumping in the background. Let's just calm everyone down. All right, maybe not lo-fi. Maybe we need something with a little bit more energy. Let's go to I'm going to tendies and tunes. We're going to get something with a little bit more pizzazz. Let's do. We could do rock, electronic, tendies and tunes. We could do some funky music.
He don't trade. He seduces the market.
All right, we got our. All right, we got our background jams. Going. Hell yeah. It's going to be a good day. Velvet Kohrs. Velvet Kohrs. Oh, side note, on the Evergreen channel, a new video will be posted today, so make sure you're not only subscribed to that channel, but make sure you have your notifications on. That will be coming out later this afternoon. Once again, later this afternoon, a new Evergreen video coming out. That channel has been growing like crazy, getting views like crazy, so I wanted to take a minute to say thank you. My producer and I were just talking about the other day, getting way better of a reception than we could have ever anticipated. So thank you guys for that. Truly. You guys are always the best. Why am I always surprised about how awesome you guys are? What's your opinion on a strat on a day like where you expect bigger than normal movement? Well, it's not bigger than normal. It's bigger than what the market is currently anticipating. It's not bigger from what the market did the previous day. It's bigger or smaller than what the options market is pricing in for that day. I think you're looking at it slightly wrong. It's not like, oh, I think today's going to have a bigger move than yesterday. It's, do you think it's going to have a bigger or smaller move than what the market anticipates for that day? If you look at the money straddle right now, it's expanded relative to yesterday. So the bet would be, do you think that the market is overestimating or underestimating it? It's not based on the previous day. You got to live in the now. Congrats on your daughter winning the regional spelling bee, Matt. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. That's very kind of you. So lost money yesterday into today. Well, you should try doing the opposite. Dude. All right. We're just waiting. We gotta chill till 10 a.m. folks. So this would be, what's your questions? What's on your minds? What's on everyone's minds today? Yo, Piper is passed out. Trump breaking news. Taylor Swift is no longer hot. Oh. Well, that's some big news right there. That's some hard-hitting journalism. That is definitely some hard-hitting journalism. Dude, Piper's all forms of conked out. How many children does Matt have? A better question, an easier question is how many children does Matt not have? Matt sounds like a new man today. I'm still a little nasally, but I've been taking a deep dive into the pollen situation, and I think here's what happened. I think allergies went nuts, and it just prompted my body to overreact. And then I was at that options conference just meeting people, and I think just whatever. I think my immune system was beat up by my allergies getting overrun, that I was just susceptible to whatever stupid cold is currently going around. So I think that was it. And I don't know. I feel like I sound worse than I actually feel. My energy's like finally a bit back today. I know that I still sound a bit nasally, but I also normally sound nasally because I always have these fucking allergies. But yesterday, after the market closed, I got fluids. I did one of those like fluid injections just to rehydrate you. You get the vitamin C, the vitamin D, the zinc, and all this other good jazz. And it kind of looks like nuclear horse piss. It's like this neon yellow or green. I don't know. Every time I do it, I feel like I might actually be gaining superpowers from it, or I might just die. I don't know. But I just did that. I just did it, brought my phone, did what I do best. It took like a half hour, 45 minutes getting those fluids, and I was just fishing shrimp on OSRS. Dude, I'm going to corner the market on shrimp within that game. One day there's going to be a bubble of shrimp, and I'm going to be the one controlling it. But alas, today is not that day. My opportunity will strike soon enough, and you guys will know. I'm going to be reselling all those shrimp. Sounds like you took some trend, dude. I want to take trend. Your boys put on a little bit of heft lately, and I appreciate you guys for not really calling it out to my face, but I need to take some gear for sure. I need to watch my diet and take like everything that's like borderline illegal. Matt, what are your thoughts on Chainlink? I think it's an actual good long-term investment. That's cool. I disagree, but have at it, Mason. My thoughts are, if you're talking about investing in crypto, it's not even a one paragraph or a one sentence answer. It's a one word answer. It's Bitcoin. If you want to be a crypto investor, you buy Bitcoin and you forget the fuck out of it. Like, you forget it. You're like, you come back in 10, 20, 30 years. Now, if you want to trade, that's a completely different story. If you're a swing trader, a day trader, there's many other cryptos that have a lot of good range and a lot of good movement and a lot of volatility. So you have to ask yourself, are you an investor or are you a trader? When it comes to crypto and investing, it is insanely simple. It's Bitcoin. And I'm talking like legit investing, like you're ready to hold for 10, 20, 30 years. Like that's it. It's just Bitcoin. Now, if you're a trader, you're actually just looking for anything that has range and volatility, which depending on the day, the week, the month, that could like be dramatically different. Do you have access to futures? If you want to trade futures, what is it now? That you can do Bitcoin futures, and Ethereum, Solana, and Ripple futures are about to be a thing. If you have access to perp contracts, you could trade even more stuff. If you want to trade it via the equity/options market, of course, you could trade options on MSTR, which is effectively Bitcoin. So there's a lot of things at your disposal for sure. Wrong. Buy shitcoins and lose all your money. Well, that's not necessarily true. There's a lot of people who've made a lot of money on shitcoins. It's more of, do you know when to get out? Can you manage your risk properly? That's a very superficial, uninformed way to look at shitcoins. But I don't know. I think you've been on a pretty bad stretch of call-outs recently, Kohrs towing, so I'm not really the most surprised. No, you can make a lot of money on shitcoins. I'm not a fan of investing in XRP, but as I've said many, many times, you can make a lot of money on it if you're actively trading it. If you're playing, it has nice trends to the upside, trends to the downside. You could take advantage of it in both directions for sure. That doesn't mean I would invest in it, but that's how I also view a lot of equities. There's a lot of equities I don't want in my long-term account, but you can make a lot of money on it. I would never invest in GameStop or AMC. Well, I scratch that. On GameStop, I might, depending on what Ryan Cohen decides to do with the company. But something like AMC, well, okay, given the current information, let's just say based on the information we have right now, I would never invest in GameStop or AMC. But once again, times change. Palantir's popping. But yeah, they were great active trades. You could trade them to the upside. You could trade them to the downside. You can make money on it. Does Matt still trade meme stocks? If there's a good opportunity, but only if there's a good opportunity. Matt, can you just repeat everything you said? My AirPods got disconnected. I will, but it's going to be backwards and in Spanish. Matt, but why does someone invest in XRP? Because they're uninformed. They think that they're getting... It's a psychological thing. They look at it and they see that the nominal value is cheap. It's $2. Then they're told that it's going to squeeze to $10 or $20 or $30. It's just people who... they're not intentionally uninformed, but they're not seeing the red flags because they want the opportunity to be true. There's something alluring of saying, hey, this thing is super cheap and it's bound to explode. So because they just want this to be their financial break in life, that they're not seeing the red flags. I don't know. It's just there's, in terms of investments and even looking at percentage return, there are far better. YouTubers showing XRP because they bought it at the top. No. So you see a lot of YouTubers and influencers speaking positively about XRP because it has such a large community. So there's a positive feedback loop. Whether they like it or they don't, there is other business and financial incentives for them to speak positively of it because it just gets so many views. So if you're an up and coming YouTuber, or if you're a struggling YouTuber, or if you're a person that just wants views, a classic tactic in the influencing space is to talk about something positively that already has a large following. So if you look at it, just yesterday I saw people who back in the day, they were speaking of stocks and EV and this, and now all they do is talk about the newest hot topic, and that right now happens to be, for some people, XRP. And it's people who, I'll talk to them privately, and they don't care about XRP. It's what gets them views and clicks now. So when it gets views and clicks, they keep doing it, but because it's getting more views and clicks, it becomes almost a self-fulfilling prophecy. More people see it, so then they're like, I should talk about it, or I should get into it, and I should buy it. So then there's more interest, and you get this like feedback loop that gets more and more people to talk about it. And in reality, it's just doomed to fail. It is absolutely doomed to fail. So it happens, but there's two different forces. It's not that they top ticked it themselves. They might have. I have no idea. But I have a feeling they did a really, really small investment, and they're making so much more back from their affiliate deals and from their ad deals that it like greatly already paid for whatever that investment was. So they inherently don't care if it goes to zero. Matt, are you bullish on IDEA today? No, I have no idea what that is. Oh, I like just trade ideas. Yeah, that guy yesterday. It's not a trade system. It's a trade idea. We're only trading on ideas today. We are not trading on any systems today. That is a good call out. It's a good reminder. It is a good reminder. Everyone I know was stuck in XRP for years just hoping to get their money back. I mean, okay. That's anecdotal, and obviously it might be true, and it happens, but I mean, you kind of see it again and again. That's so true. It's every crypto channel today. Yeah, they're not doing it because they actually think XRP is quality. Anyone that can do any form of like monetary breakdown or fundamental analysis will realize that there's better opportunities. It's just there's a influencing feedback loop of why XRP keeps getting talked about. It's just because there's so many stupid fucking people following it. How do you decide on undecided candles? Basically, I do a tarot card breakdown. Speaking of which, we should do one today. I'm up 300K on XRP. That's fine. That doesn't mean it's an investment. People made millions on AMC, yet you wouldn't argue AMC's an investment. People made millions on GameStop. That doesn't mean it's an investment. People made millions on Dogecoin. That doesn't mean it's an investment. Remember that's what you're doing right now in the world of poker. It's called resulting. You're trying to base the quality of the decision on its outcome, but you can't do that because the outcome is obviously not known in the process of making the decision. So don't get caught up. Don't be basing the quality of your trade or your investment on the outcome because there's too many unknown variables that are going to influence it from the point you get in to the point you get out. You should be basing the quality of your trade or your investment based on all the information you have at that moment in time, and then from there on the management of the trade or investment. You wouldn't just basically say, oh, I made this money, so it had to be good. No, you can lose money on a really good trade or investment, and you can make money on a really bad trade or investment. Where do you get your info from regarding XRP? It's called reading. It's a thing that a lot of people in XRP should look into. Can you explain why XRP is doomed? Well, it's effectively the OG meme coin. And maybe you care about that or you don't, but why people like it is because they think it's going to basically replace the currency transaction world, the currency flipping world. But there's better products on the market right now, namely stable coins. And even if there wasn't, let's just say Ripple were the best way to transact, to flip between currencies, that wouldn't drive the underlying value of Ripple itself. If anything, that would be a bad thing. Whenever you're doing currency flips, you want that thing to be stable and not moving. So it never ever made sense in reality of why would a currency in the middle that's flipping in between whatever two other currencies, the middleman currency, why would it ever be gaining value? That's actually a bad thing. You would want it to be flat. You very much want it to be flat. And let's say you don't even care about that. Relative to most other legitimate crypto projects, it has the worst security. It is not proof of work. It is not proof of stake. Ripple as a company just picked trusted people to run nodes for verification, of which there is no incentive for them to be honest. They're doing it effectively out of the goodness of their heart, or you hope that they have some, but there's no proof of work. There's no proof of stake. The first part of their ledger is completely missing, which is obviously in itself problematic. What else? I mean, we could just go on day. Ripple as a company could dilute XRP whenever they want. They have a lot of it. So, and remember, dilution, they could just add to the supplies, dropping it. They are a for-profit business, so if they need money for business operations, that would negatively impact everyone holding XRP because, once again, Ripple as a business can dilute XRP whenever they want to a considerable degree. So relative to other crypto, it has a lack of security. It could easily be diluted. The use case, this currency swap use case, there are better products on the market, stable coins, and even if there weren't, why would that drive the value of XRP up, even if it's used for that, which why would it ever be used for that? It's a volatile underlying. It doesn't make sense. So my question to you is, what's the good thing about it? The only thing that I see going for XRP right now is that it has strong community support. It has strong community support. But beyond the fact that it has strong community support, it is not decentralized, it is centralized. It has weak security relative to the rest of the crypto sphere. The use case is silly. Part of the ledger is missing. It's run for a for-profit business, making it centralized. Like, the only thing I see going for it is that it's discussed day in and day out. It's that it's commonly in the media cycle. Like, a lot of people like to talk about it. But if you were to remove that, if it just, like, from a business standpoint, and this is why we're focusing on it as a quality investment or not, rather than a trade. The fact that it has a lot of community chatter and investment makes it a good trade, both to the upside and to the downside. But as an investment, that's when you have to break down the fundamentals. And the fundamentals, in my opinion, in crypto, is it secure? Yes or no? Well, it has the weakest security. Is it centralized or decentralized? Well, pretty strong argument that it's more centralized. Can it be diluted? Yes or no? It can be. And to a large degree or to a small degree, to a large degree. And then you finally look at its use case. And like right now, its use case, even if it were the best at it, which it's not, stable coins are better, but let's say stable coins didn't exist, even if it were the best at its own use case, why would that increase the value of XRP? Like, across the board, it's just the OG meme coin. And I admit, as an OG meme coin, you can make a lot of money as an active trader. I think it is a phenomenal active trade, both to the bull case and to the bear case. You're just riding the trend, whatever the trend currently is. But by no means does that mean it's a worthwhile investment. Trading and investing are two completely different things. XRP is up 6x from 0.55. It doesn't matter if it's up or down. That doesn't mean it's investment. What Cisco ripped, and look at where it is now. Things go up and down. By the fact of it going up or down, that doesn't mean that it's quality or not. Once again, you are resulting. Just because something moved over a week, a month, or a year, that doesn't make it an investment. Look at what happened to Zoom. The good is that XRP is an OG with real OG bankers is going to have its time to pamp correct. What the fuck does that mean? Pamp? Do you mean pump? So because banks are using it, you think that's going to increase the value of XRP. That's the thesis. Because some banks are considering to use it for currency swaps, you think that's going to increase the value of it. If you think something being used as an intermediary for currency swaps is going to increase of that thing that is the currency swap, like, have you ever taken a single look at anything related to business or fundamentals or economics? Chainlink is what XRP claims to be. Cool, don't care. XRP is a cult following. That's the only bullish thing I see going for it, is it has a bunch of people tricked into thinking that it's a quality asset. It's just, if you're in it, I hope you make money. I hope you're an active trader. I just hope you're not an investor. It's that simple. It's like, and what's weird about these cult-like communities, you saw it with AMC, you saw it with GME, you see it with XRP, is they don't have enough brain cells to delineate between that conversation. They think if they're bullish on something in the next month that you have to also be an investor, and they can't walk and chew gum at the same time. They cannot understand that there's this big difference between what is a good trade and what is a good investment. In their mind, it stops as, oh, it's either good or bad, and they don't appreciate time frame. And that's what inherently is going to be the downfall of XRP. Is it is a magnet of people who, it's a magnet for people who don't understand how finances work. Condescending attitude. Sorry, my facts hurt your feelings. I might have a condescending attitude, but I'm at least not a giant fucking pussy like you. So there's that. Would I rather be right with a condescending attitude, or would I be a giant walking gaping pussy like you? I'd rather go with me. Matt, stop being condescending. Once again, I'm sorry that you were born like some people are born with the genetic lottery and have a functioning brain. Other people are born like you, and you're stupid and susceptible to gullible actions of other people, or you're gullible because you are susceptible to actions of other people. It's not my fault. Your facts hurt my feelings. Dude, you're the only one crying right now. Out of everyone in chat, you are the only one who is like, this is so condescending. Oh, my feelings are so hot. Don't worry. I'll pay for your therapy after this. Truly, out of thousands of people watching right now, you are the single one person who's like, oh my God. Oh, this hurts. This hurts my feelings. I'm not affected by your condescending attitude. Apparently you are. You were so affected that you felt multiple times to reach out and be like, hey man, my feelings are currently being hurt. The interesting thing about your feelings, and I think this is really, really cool, check this out, is I actually don't give a fuck. I really, really don't care. I'm exclusively in this game of the markets to make money, and I love that people like you are in the markets because it means people like me have an easier time of making money. If there were only shrewd, informed, that's not good. If there were only shrewd, informed players in the market, this would be a really, really, really difficult game. But the fact that there's people like you, well, that means that I'm just going to continually be able to make like layup trades because I could just trade against dumb people. I don't have to trade against the smart people. They're smart. It's not fun to play against people who are really, really good because it makes your job really, really stressful. So I love it. All right, Michigan numbers came out. Consumer sentiment came out. Michigan, one-year inflation 7.3 versus the expected of 6.5. Five-year inflation 4.6 versus 4.4. Consumer sentiment 50.8 when they expected 53.1. So the Michigan estimated numbers came in higher than expected for inflation, and consumer sentiment coming in lower than expected. I don't know why so many people are like, or the bots, not really people, but the bots that react to these announcements. I'm confused too as why they weigh these Michigan numbers so heavily. Because it's becoming very political. Like the entity that posts the University of Michigan numbers, it's known to specifically not like Trump. Like this isn't an unknown thing. They've stated it. They're not a non-partisan party that is just reading data. They are actually specifically a politically charged entity that has gone on record basically saying they don't like the current direction of the administration. So with that being said, it always surprises me that there's like that we weigh what they have to say or what they have to do so much. It'd be one thing if it were exclusively the consumer sentiment, which didn't come out the best, but I really get confused of why they care so much about it. I really, really do. Matt, aside from myself, you are the only one that understands just because charts go up or down doesn't mean that it's an investment. They mad when you say it. I mean, people who are good at this game say it, but once again, we're at this weird bridge of a very, very weird bridge of like education and entertainment, and people aren't always saying the intelligent thing because that doesn't necessarily get views. All right, and we're getting that recovery pop right above VWAP. Where was 10 a.m.? All right, so this was pretty much the range of the data. All right, so I just want to see, do we get above and hold above the data report range, or do we get pushed below and hold below the data report range? Right now, obviously, the initial bot reaction was negative, and then we quickly pop right back up to VWAP, and now let's see which way this actually goes. I would also love to know the 30-minute Orbo. 30-minute Orbo is really just the first 30-minute bar of the day. Is it bullish or is it bearish? All right. The SPY is 591.42. On that push, we did not break to the south side. On the Qs, same thing. We didn't make a fresh low, but we also definitely didn't make a fresh high. Let me go to the 3 minute. 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 All right. Another interesting psychology thing that I've noticed is like, whatever. I'm sure there's people in here that think that XRP is like some form of a legitimate investment. But you can never have a discussion with them because people don't like to be told that what they're doing is like empirically the wrong decision. People just get super defensive, and it's like probably some subconscious protection mechanism. So I kind of understand it. But when people are in a trade and you're like, hey man, like, did you consider XYZ, things that like clearly go against their current directional bias? They freak out. They get mad. They don't want to like have that conversation. They don't want to hear from you. So it's like kind of really tough to like have a fruitful conversation. It's far easier to talk about it with people who have no position whatsoever because they can look at it objectively and be like, okay, here's the good things, here's the bad things. But as soon as you have a position, and like, I'm not better than this, but like as soon as you have a position, you start to look for reasons why you're right, and your brain quickly tries to like block out reasons why you're wrong. Yeah, paper bag. He won't mention your comment though. I miss how humble you used to be. I'm still a fan, but really don't like the way you talk to people who give you criticism. Okay. I don't care. I mean, folks, when you've done this for years, you start to realize that it's actually a really bad pathway to tell everyone that they're right all the time. I've lived through this. I saw it with AMC. I saw it with GME. I saw it with Doge. I saw it with Shiba. It is morally inappropriate of me to sit here and give you my thoughts. And then if someone has a differing opinion, to be like, yeah, maybe you're right. No, people actually get truly financially hurt. So if I sit here and I just like agree with all of you all of the time, that is bad. So yeah, you sit it there, you interpret it as it being condescending because I'm simply not agreeing with you. No, come back to me with a better argument. It's not condescending if you have such a weak thesis and a weak argument that you can only respond by saying you're hurting my feelings. If you truly think you're right, man up. Use your brain, use your noggin, use your intelligence, use your words, prove me wrong. But until that point, you know you are inherently wrong when your best argument is that I'm hurting your feelings. Like, fuck, dude. People are playing with real money. You might be playing with $10, but there's other people in here playing with thousands of dollars, tens of thousands of dollars, hundreds of thousands of dollars. I don't give a fuck about you and your fragile middle school emotions. I care about the people who actually come here for a real breakdown of the situation because they have real money on the line. I'm not here to coddle your fucking feelings because you have $10 of Ripple and it like breaks your mindset, not understanding the fact that I might not be in support of your $10 retarded fucking Ripple investment. Shut the fuck up. Like, I'm so sick and tired of it. Like, there's too many people right now who are giant fucking pussies, and that's what this is. Oh, I wish you were humble again. Humble? No. I am humble to the people who actually deserve it and are actually doing something here. Not to you fucking pussies who have $10 on the line and you come here just to have your feelings coddled and telling you that your $10 trade or investment was a good one. I don't fucking care. You can be here and you can learn something useful, but if you're just here to like have your own bias supported, shut the fuck up. No one wants you here for this. Like, grow the fuck up. Grow up. Like, I've been through it. Do you know how many people got so incredibly devastated because there was too many people telling them exactly what they wanted to hear for years? Dude, I've lived through it. Many of you did not live through it. Many of you were not on this side of the camera understanding the travesty that can occur when there's too many people just like echoing the same thing. It's just a bunch of fucking sheep. And you know what happens when like no one's going to stand up and saying, hey guys, like maybe should we think about it? They fucking get led to slaughter. That's what happens. They get led to slaughter. So I really don't give a fuck. Am I going to be the most liked person? No, because apparently we're going to have fragile little middle school girls who are saying, I don't like it. It's a little condescending. It's not so humble. I don't give a fuck, because I'm here for the people who like actually just want the truth, whether it's painful or not. Like I'm under the assumption that you're here paying attention to this show, ideally to make money. The ultimate goal is to make money. Like, I'm not going to put your feelings or my feelings or someone else's opinion above that. The goal is to seek the truth of the puzzle of the market. That's the point, is for us to interpret data in as non-biased a way as possible and make shrewd decisions in the market to continually, consistently gain in our account. I'm not here to support some fucking tribe or community or give a fuck about anyone's like opinions. That's so stupid. That's how you lose money. That's not only how I lose money, it's how we all lose money. And then these fucking pussies in here just leave. I don't fucking care. The net value add of like one person like that in this community, it doesn't matter to me. Like, I'm trading, like, my money comes from my account. I do this content thing because I think it's fun. I like to engage with people. I like to learn from people. But folks, upwards of 80 to 90% of my income is from my own trading. I'm not here to give a fuck about content. In fact, there's legitimate arguments that I'd be better off if I only focused on my trading and never did content and didn't focus on a community. When 80 or 90% of your own trading or your own income per year comes from your own trading, dude, I do this content shit to like just for fun. I think it's fun to fucking hang out with other people, learn from other people. I mean, I've learned a shitload from a lot of the people who join in. But if you think that I'm some sort of content forward person and I care the most about content, I just don't. Like, it financially doesn't make sense for me to like put the content and making all the people who happen to stop by the stream the most happy. It's just not what makes me money. It's just not. Too many emotional traders. Also, what areas would you say everyone should research most to understand the markets best? Right now, you have to have a deep, if you're looking at the equities markets, you have to have a very deep understanding of options and the Greek influence on market makers. And the reason why it's more of an emphasis now more than it's ever been is because there's more options trading now than there's ever been. You have to look at the positioning of options because the positioning of options tells you how market makers have to balance out their books. And when you have a better idea of how market makers have to balance out their books, you get a better idea of the support and resistance and the potential high probability pathways of the day. So right now, because of the rise of options trading and specifically the rise of zero DTE trading, I would say the major emphasis for all traders should be have a deep understanding of delta, gamma, Vanna, charm, OI levels, and not just for the overall market, but also for like even individual equities. I would say that is like massively. What's the options? So yeah, speaking of options, here's the options flow. SPY was kind of getting hit, then we kind of popped, now we're kind of giving it back. So the S&P 500 not trending the most. The Mag 7, unfortunately trending down right now. Not the biggest fan of that look. Range bound, we're just basically waiting for this to break. I kind of marked it out with these lines. We are ever since 10, where was that? Where was the 10? Right here. This was that data high where my cursor is, and that was the data low. And since then, we are still just kind of in it, just kind of waiting. Started here. We tried to break out, try to recapture a VWAP, try to break out, got smacked. Try to do it again and actually got smacked even earlier. Not so good, but I guess we're still effectively neutral because we have not come all the way down here yet. So this data print at 10 a.m. when we got the Michigan numbers and the consumer sentiment, we just had this larger range. It was from 21,441 to 21,091. So a perfect 50-point range, a 50-point sell-off. Since then, fake out, breakout, failure at VWAP. But we also haven't broken to the downside. So you just have to have patience. Did you sell calls against your long-term holdings? No, but I should. Time for the de-pussification of America. Preach it, brother. Yeah, dude, I'm not going to be for everyone, but I also don't really care to be for everyone. Like, I have a very particular audience in mind, people who aren't so emotionally fragile, people who have a certain intellectual aptitude to understand the math of the market. I am looking to find other traders like myself so we can work together and make even more money. I'm not in this game of content just to like make one community happy and get views off that community, because the turnaround from trading well is exponentially more than the turnaround from content. And this is coming from a person who's done most. I see how much money content can make. I see how much money good trading can make. And I've just made that decision that effectively I've done content to just put out a beacon out there of other people who are like me and who don't attempt to not lead the market with their emotions, attempt to attack this in a very empirical way. And I want to learn from them, and I want to partner with them, and I want to be in a community with them. My goal is not to be considered like a humble content creator. I just don't care. I really just don't give a fuck. Just simply do not care. Tesla's going down. SPY trying to find support at its close. We are low here. Consumer sentiment falls in May as Americans' inflation expectations jump after tariffs. No, that's from the Michigan numbers, which isn't necessarily a fair take on the situation. Not necessarily a fair take on the situation. Interesting. So SPX did break down. That is kind of a rough beat on this. A rough beat. So the Mag 7, it is calls are being sold, puts are being bought. We did see that reversal yesterday, though. Let me check out one more source. Hang on. Let me see what's going on. Let me see. Let me check one thing. Okay, there is a clear ceiling being put at 59.60. We'll call it 59.50. Technically, it's reading at 59.60 right now. So let's see how that changes throughout the day. And we are seeing puts get a bit weaker, which is a bit more bullish for the market. A bit more bullish for the market. Is this the opportunity? It's a little bit risky here. Are we actually getting higher lows? Is the question. It's a little bit risky. If you did it. All right, I'm taking a shot at it.
Order submitted.
I'm taking a shot at it. I'm liking this potential higher low here at 10:12 versus the 10 a.m. data sell-off. So I'm seeing a higher low, so a potential better structure. I saw that we try to break out 1-2. I'm hoping that 3 times is a charm. I'm buying it at VWAP. Obviously, I would have preferred to buy below VWAP just to get it at a better value. Oh.
Popular pop stars in the world singing his hit song, Love Somebody.
All right, I'm just throwing that up there for right now, but I might move it. Remember, I care much more about my risk management. This is a little bit risky, but I am seeing, once again, a potential succession of higher lows in the SPY, a potential succession of higher lows in the Qs. Why I'm saying it's a bit risky is because I'm not really the biggest fan of the trend. It's kind of saying, hey, can you bottom tick this delta trend? I'm seeing the Mag 7 pick up, and I'm seeing a potential bottom, but I'm hoping it's not one of these bottoms that then ends up puking. And also what I'm being mindful of is we're at a potential rejection zone right here at 5925. So, if it starts to turn quick, I'm going to get out of this quick, and then I could just basically save myself. But what another thing that's coming into my mind of why I did this was I'm seeing the puts getting weaker. Well, the calls aren't getting stronger, but they are holding constant at 59.50, which is all the way up here, folks. So puts are getting weaker. So that's kind of the play. But I need this VWAP to hold. So I didn't want to chase the breakout. So I kind of took the the lower accuracy risk to lower my overall financial risk of getting in a little bit earlier rather than playing the breakout at 50. So I'm basically saving myself 15 points. That was the thought, and we're going to see how it goes. That is the thought. All right, I cannot be playing this song. We don't own the rights to that. Why did it kick me off of this channel? It somehow switched to Morgan Wallen where I wanted it to be staying on Tendies and Tunes. Why did it kick me off? Did I not actually click on the right playlist here? Oh, it's because there was only 91 and we ripped through all 91. All right, we could switch it to the rock channel here. Kohrs at the Disco.
Keep it up, like you even know what green means. Talking charts while I'm printing new peak dreams. You swing trades like moose swings, blindfolded. I'm in, I'm out, your whole game's corroded. You chase pump
All right.
like you chase apologies.
I just want to see one thing. Let's copy this over here. Where's the NASDAQ?
I just cashed it all. So cry in your Discord, I'm up on the week. Cry harder. You're averaging down while I'm robbing you clean.
Okay. The extension would be up to 520 if you're a fib trader, which I'm not the biggest fib trader in all the land.
You act like this is poker night, but
Hang on. Let's. This is calling for 469 and then 87. Couple structures we can watch for just normal fib levels. I drew out the fib of the data reaction. So that's the size. We try to get going, put in this high or low. This is really what I'm playing on top of like my bias on the day. The thing that I'm not in, oh, well, the Mag 7 is now picking up and so is the SPY. So it looks like my front run was worth it. The 5 minutes testing bullish, the 10 minutes testing bullish. Be careful here. There's a lot of times where we see this structure and it gets smacked. Just be careful on that. And then on the NASDAQ, same thing. So the 30 saved itself. The 30 saved itself. So I like that. That's bullish support coming in. The question is, though, are the bears going to reject it right here, or is there enough follow through for us to actually get this breakout? So I think we have clear sailing if we could take out this 920 high. So I'm going to set that alert there because I think that's actually going to be kind of telling, is if we can actually push that. Well, the 920 high is all the way up here. All right, we're going to do a little bit of a more reasonable level. Yeah. Not the easiest trade by any means. Definitely not the easiest trade. Let's get rid of this. There is also resistance at 35. That's actually kind of a key level on the day. So from 9:36 until 10:15, the Mag 7 flow clearly bearish, but since then swinging back up. The SPY's a lot more jagged. You can see from this 10 a.m. announcement to about, once again, 10:15, bearish. It's trying to recover. The question is just, is this a dead cat bounce, a fake out, or is this the bottom of the day and we're actually going to get going? I do like the fact that the market recovered above 25 without getting rejected there, but we still might be just in a triple top situation. So if we do get going, the next real clear obvious level is 5935, and the reason I'm saying it is clear and obvious is if you come here and look at the gamma influence, you can see this all on spot gamma. Let me go to Gex. Oh, actually, so that just all disappeared. Hang on. Okay, you can see it's actually a little bit higher now. So what we originally saw at 35 is now really lessening. So this next node that I'd be paying attention to is surprise, surprise, up here at 50. What is that? That is, so it's still there. It's just less of an influence. And as you get closer to it, when it becomes at the money, there's more influence. 35, 45, 50, 55. Okay, I'm still keeping 35 because it was there early, but it seems as if 50 is going to quickly become more important. But that's all a giant if of do we actually get this breakout, because as of right now, we're seeing a potential triple top. So I would definitely say we have to watch this trend line. Just that might cause an outsized reaction. How's the flow looking? Oh, the Mag 7 flow got turned off. And so did the SPY, but now it's just bouncing right again. It's just patience. We're effectively range bound all day. We barely broke the 30-minute Orbo, and the Qs haven't even done it yet. Have not done it quite yet. So SPY showing a little bit of technical strength, but the Qs were literally we're within a range that, and we're within a range that's within a range. We're kind of like double range bound right now. So just gotta wait. Just gotta wait. The biggest gainer is Coin, up 7%, rebounding. Netflix is having a great day. That's keeping my swing account looking nice. Wish I bought Coin, but hey, coulda, woulda, shoulda. Need Mag 7 to get a nice pump here. Come on, let's get this follow through. All right, I'm going to send an alert for the Q Orbo breakout. It has not broken the 30-minute high or low, so we're waiting that. The SPY did just break it. So on a relative basis, we have a bit more strength in the SPY than we do in the Qs. But really what I think we're running into is right here. It's pretty evident. The 5-minute and the 10-minute are getting rejected at their EMA on both ES and NQ. So we're just waiting to see if that does or doesn't play out. We're just waiting. Waiting. Did Piper fire yet? No. Joe, as always, when Piper fires, I put it in. You don't need to ask about it, because when it fires, I literally just look at it, ensure that it's not crazy, and then write it up and post it in there. All right. Are we going to get this follow through? Yes or no? All right. I want a little intermediate breakout. Wow. We're just, I guess, compounding. Just waiting for this kinetic energy. Well, this is, actually, let me set this up. All right, setting this all up. All right, so we have some alerts. We're not going to be missing anything big, but it's close enough. So let's get a little bit rocking with this Payday Friday giveaway. Remember, we're going to be coming to locals last, so you still have time to sign up. If you do sign up to become a supporter, you get an entire month for free to the Discord. Just make sure you use that promo code Goonie. If you don't use Goonie, you're going to get charged. So make sure you use that. Like, double check that the promo code's actually in there. First month, complete full access to everything for free. All you have to do if you want to enter in on locals is do what the other 107 people have done. I just need a way to reach out to you if you are the winner of the Apex account or of the $150 of cold hard cash. So we'll come back to that last. So that means first we're going to go over to everyone on YouTube. It's going to be a random number range from 1 to 150. The first person to type it in and comment it, the Nightbot's going to be looking. I'm going to hit ready, and whoever types it in first is going to be the YouTube representative. You will be the YouTube representative. We are going in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, SLV. Make sure you stay in chat, because if you're a winner, if you win the race, we need to reach out to you. So do not leave, because if you do leave and we can't track you down, we're just going to have to double up the Payday Friday for the next Payday Friday. So in chat, do not leave, because we're going to need a way to get a hold of you. I did just get some sort of breakout of light. The SPY, a new fresh high, and hopefully the Qs follow through. So the SPY, a new fresh high. New fresh high on the SPY. And if you're looking for the levels, watch 35. I'll set an alert there. That is an important level. Past that, we are talking 50. All right. So we got our winner off of, or our contestant off of YouTube. Let's get our contestant off of Rumble. So if you're Rumble, start commenting away right now. 19. All right. So the first one I see is Roughneck. We're going to go for 19 comments past Roughneck. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 19, sorry. Dumb money. 20 was M Wiles. I don't know why I counted it out, but 19 was dumb money. Same thing with you. Dumb money. Do not leave, because if you are the winner of the race, we need a way to get reach out to you. Do not leave chat. Stay at minimum throughout the entire race. All right, we did that. We did that. All right, cool. Quick check in on the market. Little fake out pop there. We're grinding up, but we're just not getting the follow through quite yet. Here's a look at the flow. Mag 7 is flat. Here's a look at the SPY. The SPY popped, and we have a little bit of profit taking on that new delta high. So the SPY's trying to get going. It's seemingly the Mag 7 that's holding it back. The NASDAQ, it's just jagged right now. We're not seeing nice, clear trends. We are seeing a bit more strength, though, on an intraday basis in the SPY than we are in the NASDAQ. So just throwing that out there. All right. And then for our locals people, 121 of you figured out how to enter properly. So let's do the random number generator. Hang on. Just got an alert. Oh, the SPY taking out this low. All right. Let me go back to actually, let's go back up to there now. All right, cool. That makes more sense. Random number generator, 1 to 121, 17, 65, and 34. All right, sick. We have that. All right, we don't need this. We don't need this. We are turning, apparently. The Qs are coming right back to their closing value from yesterday. So maybe some support's found there. The SPY's right at its high from yesterday. This could be an area of support, right, where we're seeing we haven't necessarily broken this trend line, but let's watch it. Obviously, if things tilt, you're going to snap that, and then we're going to see a push to 17. So let's just see if we continue with this succession of higher lows, and maybe the fourth time is the charm to break out of 30. So that's obviously what I'm personally looking for. Other than that, let's see. Okay, so it was 17, 34, and 65. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Real Ridge Runner. We'll just put you down as runner. All right. Real Ridge Runner is our first competitor from locals. There's 25 per page. 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34. Raplo. All right. And then 65. So each page, once again, has 25. So that's 50. 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65. Ravi. Wow, all runners, Raplo, and Ravi. The three R's, the R's cubed. All right, so we have all of our competitors. All right, we know what's going on there. Kind of just taking a little peek at the market. Mag 7 not looking the best, team. Mag 7, do I want to cut this? Not the most stoked with how this has been going. How do I want to handle this? I mean, we're still range bound, and there's been plenty of times where we see a little impulse below and then it pops, but at a certain point, if you have a breakdown, see, that's the tough thing in real time, is you don't know if it's the fake out breakdown or you're legit going. So there has to be, and I like to use ATR personally, of fake out versus legit actually getting hit. I'm watching this SPY. I mean, we are at support levels. This trend line is breaking down on SPX. You have the Mag 7. It tried to recover. That's where I went long. And then unfortunately, this flat broke down. It didn't break up. So someone's hitting the Mag 7 pretty decently. The SPY did see that new intraday high. Interesting. Not much is trending right now. I thought we'd have a bit more excitement. Coin had a nice trend. Netflix was also decent. We just have to wait. We have to have patience for whatever this range break is going to be. Wow. Patience. Right now, the options trend is not looking good, but days like yesterday prove it can kind of switch on a dime there. The issue is like we just got so clearly rejected at these EMAs. The 5-minute and the 10-minute just smacked at the EMA lines. Same thing on the NASDAQ, just smacked. Actually, even now the 30-minute is breaking down. That's not so good there. That's not so good. I mean, if the market's going to turn it around, there's no time like the present. There is no time like the present to turn this thing around. Or we legit, the OPEX might just be a pivot from, hey, we've had a nice bullish push to like time to actually be bearish. That is 100%. Be prepared. Just because we've been going up and up and up does not by any means mean that we have to keep going up. We've seen plenty of trend flips on OPEX days. So we might, this like choppiness right here might be some weird transitional move. That's something to consider. I'm not necessarily sold on that concept yet, just because if you look at the daily chart, things are still pretty strong. In reality, we're right at yesterday's high, so it's not like we had some sort of catastrophic sell-off. I'm more so of trying to note the importance of the day and the fact that so much open interest is burning off. But what I do find interesting is that we've had such a lack of a move, and we're already an hour plus into trading. We've had such a lack of a move. A clear lack of a move. Interesting. Q's just made a fresh low as the Mag 7 made a new delta low, as the SPY went from a new delta high to a new delta low in a mere 5-6 minutes. SPY is coming up to support. Be mindful of this. We are right. Yes, we broke the trend line, came down, tried to retrace the trend line, but the closing value, this is the green to red move, commonly acts as support. So watch this. If that gives way, it's a pretty easy call out to the intraday low, and then from there I'd be talking about 5,900. So watching 59.17, well, the range, let's just call it this 3-point range. Interesting. Interesting. Like I said, if buyers are stepping in, this is the point to do it. The last 9 to 10 minutes, very much getting hit. The SPY is still effectively range bound. It really has not deviated from the first 3-minute bar of the day. The Qs are definitely showing a bit more weakness without a doubt. So SPY flat, Qs down. Qs are down. I mean, look at how much this has been getting beat up. There was a chance of a recovery right at 10:15 after that outsized reaction to specifically the Michigan numbers. Consumer sentiment was low, but it was the sky high Michigan prediction that I have a sneaky suspicion the bots overreacted to. Then we started to recover, and I thought, okay, cool. They realized the bots overreacted. But no, starting at 10:30, an hour into the day. So the question here is this the stop hunt? Are they this little sweep that we just saw in real time, not on the SPY, but on the NASDAQ? That's the golden question right now. Is we made a fresh low, but is this that like brutal like wick, like to hit the people stop? A lot of people had their stops at the intraday low, wick them out and then bounce, or are we like, is this a legit range breakdown? And the answer to that is you don't know. You don't know until like hindsight is 2020. There's 50% chance that you are right here, 50% chance that you are wrong here. Anyone telling you they can definitively, like right here, note if this is a fake out and we bounce, or if it's a legit breakdown, they're going to have 50% accuracy. There is no person out there. There's no model out there, especially in the retail world. Q's another fresh low. So that was clearly not the low. It's just not accurate. No one can consistently predict that with high accuracy. You could predict it with 50% accuracy, as in flipping a coin, as in, yeah, dude, I think it bounces. Cool. You're right half the time. Or the other half the time, you're like, no, I think we're going to crater. Once again, you're going to be right about half the time. But there's no one out there that's going to be like 80, 90, 95% accurate. Definitely no one who can do it with 100% accuracy. That's actually impossible. And if they could do it, they wouldn't be telling you. They would not be telling you. All right, so the 5-minute and 10-minute are bearish. The 30-minute is once again testing on the S&P 500. 5-minute, 10-minute, and 30-minute. This is what I find concerning for the bull camp is the 30-minute is actually breaking down here on the NASDAQ. Right here. We are actually below all the EMAs, everything from the 8 EMA up to the 50 EMA. The 30-minute has broken below. Obviously, the savings grace is the 4 hours still pretty strong, but this doesn't necessarily mean we can't sink another 100 points relatively easily. I do see we're at a 2 standard deviation move from VWAP. That's a good mean reversion area. I have decisions to make of if I want to cut or if I want to double down here. Do I think we could actually turn here? So the Mag 7's bottoming out. The SPY's potentially bottoming out. I'm nervous because if I get this wrong, the accounts are gone. So whether a good read or a bad read, I'm nervous about this one. Playing with fire here, team. I'm definitely playing with fire. I hate trying to catch the bottom just because it's a lot more luck than skill. It is bottom ticking, top ticking. It's cool when you do it every once in a while, but it's just it's more of a random event than anything else. It's people who tell you they can pick the tops and the bottoms are as full of shit as people who can tell you if you're definitively breaking out or breaking down. Mexico's President Scheinbaum. Wait, what was that? We got some sort of update here. Okay, Mexico's foreign ministry to continue talking about steel and aluminum tariffs. If you say so. I don't know, man. This could easily be a higher low on the SPY and bouncing off the close from yesterday, but the Qs, they're looking weak. People are pummeling the Mag 7. They are for sure pummeling the Mag 7. I haven't done anything. I'm hesitant. I want to make sure that I'm actually confident. If I'm taking the outsized risk of doubling down, I want to be real confident about it. Real confident. I don't want to just do it willy-nilly. The Qs keep getting hit. Qs just made another fresh low. The NASDAQ is not having a good day. Odd. So what we had was Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday of this week, the tech sector, specifically semiconductors, led the market higher and higher and higher. And then the strength broke yesterday with that 2 p.m. call sell-off. And then now we're in this situation where today, all day, the NASDAQ has been weaker. Tech has been weaker relative to the overall market. In fact, the sectors that we are seeing having some strength, consumer defensive a bit stronger, communications, healthcare finally bouncing back up, energy's weak. So you have tech and energy that's weak today. Financials are fine, consumer defensive and consumer cyclicals. Some industrials are doing pretty good, but my head's blocking it. Just take my word for it. That energy right behind my head, that's weak. Meta's weak. Apple, Microsoft, even financials are a bit of a mixed bag. Okay, now the SPY made a fresh low. Yo. All right. None of these ranges are holding here. We went from the green to the red test. We broke the trend line. Then we went from green to red. And now we just made a fresh low. Folks, if this does not hold, the next support's all the way down here at 5,900 flat, which is potentially a bounceable opportunity. But for the rough equivalent in a SPY, that's a $1.50 sell-off in the SPY. Yeah, fresh low on the S&P 500. So the NASDAQ is at the point of getting beat up so much that it's even dragging the SPY. The SPY from 1027 to 1042, 15 minutes, the SPY went from an intraday high, potential breakout that was fake, to now an intraday breakdown. Intraday high to intraday low in less than 15 minutes. So that was the golden question. Was the SPY strong enough to bring the Qs with it, or were the Qs weak enough to bring the SPY with it? And obviously it is the latter case that played out, because we saw things having a pretty decent pump up until about 1020, 1024. And then they just kind of rugged it. They just kind of rugged it. Wow. Wow. Monthly OPEX, then gamma pressure under 5,900. I haven't really heard. I don't know what you mean by the term gamma pressure. If anything, there's upcoming gamma support, not pressure. There's positive gamma coming up here, which would actually mean that the market makers don't have to sell as much. I don't know where you're getting this. I don't quite know what you mean by the term gamma pressure. I haven't, I guess, heard that terminology, so I don't quite know like what you're seeing to interpret gamma pressure. There's such thing as delta pressure. That's a very real thing, but I've never heard, I guess, like gamma pressure or lack of pressure or anything. Delta, the delta setup on the day, especially as time kills, like you can measure this via charm. You could get a pressure reading from that, whether to the upside or the downside, and you could get like a delta map, but that wouldn't be true with gamma. Gamma gives you an idea of how market makers have to react at certain levels if you're at that level. It's more of delta. The Greek value of delta would give you a better indication of the trend, like, or upward or downward pressure at that moment in time, not gamma. I think you're confusing the two. We're still going here, team. Jesus. Wow. Well, range bound, and then a snap. So the SPY had a 30-minute Orbo breakout barely, and now the Qs definitively had their breakout to the downside. What the fuck, dude? What is going on here? Are we just going for this support? I wonder. Well, at this point, we're just watching for 5,900. So if XRP is so crappy, why are countries like Japan adopting it? They're not adopting it to be invested in it. They're adopting because of its potential utility. You realize that, right? Wait, Ian, you're not so naive to think that Japan is adopting it as an investment, right? That would be tantamount to saying, wait. If stock XYZ, if Microsoft is so strong or so weak, why are people using Microsoft Office? Just because you're using the tool, you get that, right? I hope you get that. If you don't get that, I'm very, very concerned about your trades and your investments. Just because you use Microsoft Office doesn't mean you're invested thinking Microsoft as a stock's going to go up. I hope you understand that. That's absurdly concerning, Ian. I hope whatever money you have on the line is very, very minuscule. I hope it is very, very minuscule. If you are somehow conflating those two things, that wouldn't make sense whatsoever. Well, I'm a little bit surprised of this bounce point at 907. There is major support here at 5,900. If you are short on this, that would be a logic profit-taking area. If you are looking for a dip buy, you could have a stab there. Just be careful because the Mag 7 has not stopped puking. We're seeing back to use footprint trends. It will help increase profitability. Nope. Don't care. Do not care. Footprint charts? Seriously? Come on. Seriously? Did you just get into the market like 2 days ago? What is this one? Trump administration considers adding Chinese chip makers to export blacklist. Yeah. See how that goes. I don't know if that's real. I'm not seeing something else report that. We'll have to dive into it. It might be actual news, but there's already been like big trade curbs between the US and China when it comes to chips, and that's not even new. We saw that in the previous Trump administration. We saw that in the Biden administration. That's not not a... Dude, that's going to bottom right there. Fuckers. Son of a bitch. Wow. Okay. So, we could do the giveaway. Let's see. Let me get this up. We got to get all you people logged in. We have our 5 people. SLV, Dumb Money, Runner, Raplo, and Ravi. Congratulations to Runner, Raplo, and Ravi for getting a free Apex account. Once again, it can be used for any account size. And then this race right here is going to be for the cold hard cash. We are running the funnel. There's a giant funnel. There is a giant funnel. All right, so representing the red land of YouTube, we have SLV. Dumb Money is representing the green land of Rumble. Then we have Runner, we have Raplo, and we have Ravi, all representing locals, the Discord community. All right, we have that. Cool. Cool. We're on bots. All right, let's get this. Hang on. Let's get the right song. Let's get the right song for this race. Let's get the right song for the... Okay, so before we go into this race, I do want to actually quickly show you the state of the market here. Potential bounce. We got that 2 standard deviation move. We're seemingly popping out of it. Wow, that actually probably would have been a really nice long entry on NQ. Somewhere on that pop. Damn, not a bad trade whatsoever. This might be... I'm surprised that it didn't get closer to 900. I thought when we started breaking this and we broke the intraday low, that would get much closer, and this is where the dip buyers would step in. And of course, that could still happen. This red to green move, that might serve as resistance. But if we recover, that was just the fake out, and then we're going. A bit of a brutal one, but hey, I guess that is the game of trading. All right, so in the meantime, let's find out who the fastest marble racer in all the land is. We have SLV representing YouTube. We have Dumb Money representing Rumble. We have Raplo, Runner, and Ravi, all representing the Discord community. We are on the funnel track, and why is there a whole nother track over there that's like broken? Well, hopefully they don't get pushed over there, but we're going to find out. Ladies and gentlemen, please start your engines and don't blink because you will miss a good portion of this race. These guys are screamingly fast. Obviously, before we let these racers go, please cast your votes. Please cast your votes. Who do you think is going to be winning? Who do you think is going to win this race? If you had to put your money on the line out of these 5 very highly competitive racers, who do you think is going to be winning? Cash your vote. You got to do it in 3, 2, 1. And we are off. All right, we have Dumb Money with the early lead, but it doesn't much matter because we have a long race ahead of us. Dumb Money and Ravi are the first ones circling the drop. Who's it going to be? Who's it going to be? Let's get more of an aerial view. Who's going to get the drop? Who's going to get the drop? SLV. Looks like SLV is going to be the first one to make a move. Yes, it was. SLV getting the first drop. Seemingly followed by Ravi. All right. Anyway, let's hop over to SLV. Oh, wow. He really got the lead on people. Taking the right path here. Followed by Raplo, followed by Dumb Money, followed by Runner, followed by Ravi. So SLV, Raplo, Dumb Money, Runner, and Ravi. All right, SLV holding the lead. Let's see if he can... Wow, the track over there looks actually kind of scary. Is there like a teleportation thing? Dude, SLV making a smart, aggressive initial move while you have Raplo, Runner, and Dumb Money all packed together, and then you have Ravi in the back taking his sweet time. All right, will SLV get the first speed up? The answer is no. Will Raplo use that mistake to catch back up? No. All right, SLV making it through the first booby traps, and now kind of in a ping pong. Oh, getting a quick drop. Dude, SLV missed the speed up, but other than that, not missing really at all. Let's see if we could do a similar tactic of a quick drop in the funnel. That seemed to be the major tactic for him. Ravi in a mediocre second place, not so close, but not so far away. Let's see if SLV can learn from his first mistake and actually catch this speed up here. Let's find out. Let's find out. We're getting the drop. Missed the second speed up, leaving the door open for someone like Runner. Will anyone catch the speed up? SLV making that first move and holding up. Third speed up? Nope, missed that as well. SLV, not many mistakes, but really not doing the best with any of the speed ups. Interesting. Okay, final thing. Will SLV be able to get in? Will SLV be able to get in? Yeah. Honestly, kind of a piece of cake technical race for SLV. Didn't necessarily hit everything, but didn't really miss much either. Missed the speed ups. Runner got second. Raplo got third. Dumb Money got fourth. And Ravi still taking sweet time. Ravi. SLV, the winner. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in a round of applause. SLV, you are the winner. Now, you were representing the red land of YouTube. We need a way to get a hold of you. SLV, you better still be in chat. What is SLV? SLV. What is your Twitter handle? We very much need your handle. Why is my computer's like frozen? SLV, please comment your Twitter handle. What is your Twitter handle, my brother? What is it? What is it? What is it? SLV, we need your Twitter handle to reach out to you. Don't use the @ symbol, because if you use the @ symbol, it's not going to come up because it's in chat. So what is your handle without the @ symbol on Twitter? What is it? What is it? What is it? We very much need it. All right. It is, okay. DJ. All right. I think I have it. I think I have it. SLV. Hopefully. Well, can I go to. Can I just do @ and then will that work? All right, I got it. Sweet. All right, I will be DMing you right after today's show to get your PayPal account information, and look at that bounce. Yeah. Wow. A little fake out, a brutal fake out. I shouldn't say a little fake out, a brutal fake out. And I wouldn't now be surprised if we come back up to 25, take a little bit of a breather, make a higher low, and then take out 30, and then make that push all the way up to 35. Wow. They screwed some people over on this one, folks. They really screwed some people over on this one. Jesus. This might be a full-on recovery up to 35 now. Jeez. That's the brutal game of trading. That is the brutal game of trading. Here, let me show you a little update. The Mag 7 right there, 1045, bottomed out. We're kind of flat here. Let's see how this is going to get going. Same thing, 1045 bottomed out. We aren't seeing that amazing upward trend by any means. So be careful. We haven't fully recovered, but we've been here before. We've seen these V-shaped recoveries where they just completely destroy people. Anyway, remember, if you want to trade with someone else's money, in my humble opinion, this is the perfect transition from paper trading to trading your own account. I like sim-to-funded trading because it allows you to have a little risk in the game for a potential little reward in the game. And then if you do well there, that's your perfect sign to start trading your own account. So check it out, Apex. I'm a big fan of them, but regardless, they're also the sponsor of today's Payday Friday giveaway. Remember to use that code GOONIE, GOONIE, to get 80% off. And I just want to announce it because it seems like next week that will be taking a bit of a pause. So if you want more accounts, you're allowed to have up to 20 performance accounts. If you, unfortunately, like I did, lost a couple today and need to start trading a few more, use that code GOONIE to get those evals. They will be dirt cheap. Dirt cheap, dirt cheap, dirt cheap. Let's see. Let's see how this is going now today, folks. Let's see how this is going. We're almost back up to VWAP. Oh, wow. I cannot believe that happened. Let me check one tool for you. I want to give you guys 58.80. Do I want to sell premium already? Do I want to front run Piper here? Do I want to do that? I could. What time is it? It's almost 11. Interesting. Hang on, let me check one more thing. I'm just trying to understand how some of the structure is shifting today, because on days like today, there are big structural shifts. Large structural shifts. All right, where are we getting? All right, kind of came back up. Maybe we're rebalancing off of the yesterday's closing value. This will be an interesting one. Are we about to collapse or not? Or are we just double bottoming here and we're about to take out 22? Interesting. Time will tell. It's all going to be dependent on what these upcoming bets are. The Mag 7 is finally showing a bit of strength. The SPY was showing strength, and then right there just got clocked a little bit. You had some 0 DTE call selling, and you had some 0 DTE put buying. So it did get a pop, and then kind of a noteworthy hit to the delta. While the Mag 7 is now, this is very obviously different than what we've been seeing in the Mag 7. This is a clear push now. A clear push now. The 5-minute and the 10-minute are still bearish. The 5-minute and the 10-minute are still bearish. Even the 30-minute. The 30-minute got pushed below, but bouncing back up now. Huh. When in Rome, do I really want to take this trade? Oh. Do I really want to take this trade? We'll see if I can get a fill. Maybe yes, maybe no. All right. I got it trade in kind of like a, I don't know, somewhat of a gut feel thing, I think. I don't know. All right, if you're in the Discord, hang on one quick second. I know the show's pretty much over, so let me just get this into the Discord so they can just see what I did. Basically, trying to see if I can make some money on this Friday. Basically seeing if I could try to make a bit of money on this Friday. All right, where are you at? Discord, where is it at? Where is it at? Here we go. All right, if you're in the Discord, I just posted my 0 DTE trade for the day. We'll see. We'll see. Things are maybe trying to turn back around here. All right, if you're in the Discord, that got posted, so we are good over there. And oh, shucks, look at that. It is 11. It is 11. Well, folks, that's kind of it. All right, so before I let you go, let me show you some key things. 5-minute is trying to test again. 10 minutes trying to test again. 30-minute broke down, trying to bounce back. 5-minute going up for a test. 10-minute a bit farther away. 30-minute is testing right now to see if it actually wants to be bearish. Very important. Watch that. It's been the Mag 7 that was weak, but we are finding a bottoming formation here at 10:45. So this might be the start of that V-shaped recovery. SPY got clocked from 10:30 to 10:45, 15 minutes of unmitigated selling. Then we popped, and now we're just waiting to see which way this does or doesn't break. So I'm watching the EMAs. I'll be watching that flow. And then with respect to levels, this is the major thing. Do we hold yesterday's closing value? Cool. Can we get on top of 25? If so, I'm watching 35. Then from 35, I'm watching 50. It's pretty much that simple. It is pretty much that simple. So that's kind of my goal of where I'm at with all of this. These are the key levels. Feel free to screenshot. Feel free to do whatever you want. Remember, if you want to trade futures with someone else's money, right now, shout out to Apex. Use that code GOONIE, GOONIE, to get 80% off. It is the perfect transition from paper trading to your own money account. If you are having issues in your own account, well, take a step back. Use these sim to funded accounts to have a lot less risk, but still some risk, which means if you trade well, you can still get some reward. I argue very much so that it is that perfect in between. But remember, it's still as difficult as normal trading, which is why it's that nice in between of, okay, like what should you or shouldn't you be doing? Shout out to Apex. Shout out to all the competitors today. And then also remember, if you want to be in the Discord, pinned to the top of chat in the description of the video. So here's the plan. It is Friday, so TGIF. I will be posting an update video this Sunday for next week. But remember, today could still be a bit funky because it is an OPEX day. So please do not forget that. And then also, if you're in the Discord, I'll be there in a second. We'll be posting some trades and doing some updates and all that good jazz. And then, final reminder on the Evergreen channel. This is the Matt Kohrs Show channel. On the Matt Kohrs channel, the Evergreen channel, a new video will be posted this afternoon, so be on the lookout for that. That's what I have for you today. As of right now, my best guess is that we had some bearishness this morning that is now flushed out of the system, and we are looking for a recovery, and if it's strong enough, we might have a nice push into the afternoon. So that's currently my base case, but it's going to be hyper dependent on does the 10-minute and the 30-minute EMAs get back above, does price get back above the EMAs? And then on top of that, what's going to be very, very important is what is the delta flow on the day. You got to pay attention to it. Massively important. So that's what I have for you guys right now. I hope you crush it. I hope you made money. I hope you're making even more money. And I will catch you guys in the video today, the update video on Sunday, and then we will be streaming once again Monday morning. I hope to see you there. Enjoy your weekend. Be safe. And if not, have fun. Peace.